Climate change is probably the most pressing problem we have in the world today, but solving it is also one of the hardest jobs we have to do. Our climate is changing and we need to do something sooner than later. In the climate change theme, we work on a huge range of topics, and we don't just work in the university, we go out around the world to try and find solutions to climate change.
I coordinate a project called Rainfall, which works across the Amazon, and what we do is we try to take the pulse of the world's greatest forest. So we're measuring how the carbon comes in when the trees photosynthesize and they breathe in, if you like, and then how they store it and what they do with that carbon. And so it's all about how this forest interacts with the global climate system. We're academically passionate about what we discover, and the forests are fascinating themselves.
One of the projects which is having the most impact right now is Andy Gouldsen's project on low-carbon communities. And Andy is visiting cities all around the world to try and help them develop a low-carbon economy.
The work that's been done on the economics of climate change says it's going to be much cheaper to invest a bit to avoid climate change than it is to wait for climate change to happen and then suffer the impacts. My success, I'm an academic, I want to have an impact. I'm not an ivory tower academic who wants to just write papers and never engage in the real world.
Campaign funding will help us to take on some projects that we normally wouldn't get funded through normal research councils. And we can take more risks and work on much more innovative projects.
The challenges facing the world today in terms of food security are huge, and what they need is a new set of solutions to work across a range of different disciplines, to take the advantages and the opportunities available from plant science, for example, in terms of crop modifications, genetic modification, to look at what climate models are telling us in terms of the water needs for the future, water availability.
The project is trying to achieve the best way to feed the burgeoning world population without destroying the world. We want to keep a sustainable planet. We don't just want to rape it of all its nutrients, all its hedgerows, all its trees, all its rainforests just because we want food. We've got to have food and the environment, so that's the sustainability we're looking for.
Climate change is such an urgent problem, and it needs to be led by the best scientists in the country.
Often we come up with research which has a long-term impact, but the really big opportunities, especially when you're engaging in politics, are ones where you have to just see an opportunity and go for it.
You know, as a scientist, it's very exciting times to be living in because, you know, the planet is changing.
What we see this sort of alumni donations being able to support are new and innovative ways of doing that sort of research which produces the research leaders for tomorrow.
At the end of the day, why are we doing research? We're doing research to get the results that changes the world.